Welcome. We're back.
We're back.
Uh,
Happy Tuesday.
yeah, happy Tuesday, everybody. We echo? No echo. I
No
thought I
echo.
heard something. I thought I heard my voice again, and I know my voice is so annoying, so it even
Stop.
annoys me once in a while. So, welcome back this week. We're back. Seekers Chronicles, Paranormal Historians, where the history meets the paranormal. Hey, look at that. If I still practice, I'm taking notes down, so maybe I'll remember without the notes next time.
So smooth.
That's
You're
great.
doing great. You're doing great.
Yeah.
Um,
So
happy
happy
belated
Father's
Father's
Day.
Day. Yeah, happy Father's
Yes.
Day, everybody. Hope
I
you
want
had
to
a
wish
nice
that
weekend.
belated Father's Day. Hope everybody had a good time. Um, yeah, I spent it with my family, my kids, my grandson. So I had a really great time. I was away, my place down in Pennsylvania. So we had a great time this weekend.
Perfect.
We all crushed in. We got the air mattresses on. We had like so many people in a 2 bedroom place. Yeah, air mattresses
Okay.
all over the place. It's like it couldn't move, but it was fun. We had a good time. You know,
It's a camp out.
so,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
fun.
yeah, yeah. So it was pretty much camp out, and you know,
I love
and
it.
it's great. It's great. And, it was good
Happy
to be
Father's
out of
Day.
the city. You know,
Yeah,
very good to be out of here. I needed the time away and just to stress myself free.
de-
You know,
yeah,
and I
de-stress.
also, everybody better drink on this one.
Uh-oh.
I had an ice cream cannoli.
Ooh.
Hey.
If you don't know the game, every time we say cannoli, you drink.
So I had an ice cream cannoli. That's the second drink, but it was good. It was like
Yeah.
really. I was like, wow.
That sounds amazing. Because we were talking about this recently. I love fried ice cream, which I never thought I would because I'm not a fried food person. But
Mm-hmm.
boy, that sounds good with that crispy shell and the ice cream. Ice cream's my
Yeah,
favorite.
it was nice and it tastes like it tasted just like the cannoli.
Oh, like cannoli flavored ice cream. Yummy.
Yeah. So,
Yummy.
um, what anything you do anything good this weekend? Don't tell me you didn't investigate because you
I did
investigate
not.
every weekend.
I did not. I took the weekend off to be with my husband for Father's Day.
Oh, nice.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, so my older daughter came down. We had a nice dinner. We had a nice day together. And he left for Europe yesterday for 9 days.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's me and my younger daughter having girls' night every night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
We got some people in the audience.
Yes, we do. Hi,
Um,
guys.
Melissa, I already said hello to her, but Adam and Mary Beth, and so our usual
Suspects.
suspects. Yeah.
Our usual friends.
Yes.
Oh,
So,
Chip. Yum.
um, so we should have a good time tonight. We have great guests tonight. We have really
We do.
good guests. We met them at Bucks County's Paracon,
Hmm?
and
Bucks County Paracon.
yeah, they looked interesting. So I was like, let's give them a chance. And hey, why
You know,
not? Hey, let's give them a chance and see. And so
you're the
we
best.
invited them for tonight. Hey,
He
so
goes up and he was like, "Hey, how you doing?"
how you doing? Hey, you want to be on the show? No, you're going to be on the show. Hey, you're going to be here.
And I love it
So
because we got a bunch of guests tonight. It's like a party.
yeah, yeah. So you want to do
You
the
know I do.
introductions?
You know I do. Well, first I just wanted to say we still miss Kimm, just in case you haven't been
Yes.
watching. Just let you know that Kimm's just on a short leave for her job as a veterinarian during the summer months. So she'll be back. Don't worry. You don't have to put up with us
She's on a
much longer.
hiatus. She needed a break from us. I think she needed a
No,
break.
no, that's not what happened. She's doing her job, working with the horses this summer. So she'll be back. She'll be back.
Yeah,
And you might be surprised. Maybe she'll stop in sometime. I'm hoping she will.
yeah, that'd be
Um,
great.
anyway, yeah. So tonight we did meet them at Bucks County Paracon from Residual Haunts. We have Devin Stein, Matthew Stein, Jackie Kurt, and Tom Kurt. Welcome.
Welcome,
guys.
people.
How's
Hey, welcome.
Guys,
Yeah.
I love the coordination of the shirts. I love
see?
that.
Yeah,
They
it
all
wasn't
got the
even
shirts on.
planned.
Yeah.
That's
And it's
so
like,
cool.
yeah, black shirt, gray shirt, black shirt, gray shirt. It's
They
like,
planned
all,
it.
See? Teamwork.
and they're sitting in the right order. Look at that.
I love
What a
it.
team.
Fall out, right?
Yeah,
So how are you guys?
we're well. How are you?
Very, very well. Thank you.
We are
Thank
fine.
you.
Good.
It has definitely been a busy, crazy time, you know.
Yeah.
I think between like March, April, all the way through till November is
Oh, yeah.
busy. You're constantly investigating and going here and going there and running events and, you know, helping out other locations. And then when we're in the downtime, then we're making all the stuff. So we are actually in where we make all of our stuff, our merchandise and everything.
Oh, the
That's
shop.
beautiful.
They're in the
Yes.
shop.
We in the
They're in
shop.
Oh, we're gonna have to
Move
talk
it out
about
of the shop. They always in the shop. Hey,
Always in the shop.
the
Yeah.
shop. If they're not in the shop, they're selling this stuff. If they're not
Yep.
selling this stuff, they're in
Pretty
the
much,
shop.
Yep.
So there's nothing wrong with that.
Not at
That's
all.
great. That's
Nope.
great. As long as none of those things in the background move right now,
Yeah, right?
you know. But then again, that would make a great show.
That would.
Yeah.
That would be real fun.
Yeah,
Be
you know?
like, hey, what's that
We
pink
get the
duck
green
doing
gorilla
down
to
there?
fall off. Come on, fall off, buddy.
Come on, jump.
It'd
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
fall off.
Hey, Mr. Pink Duck, it's full.
Yeah,
Now,
you
that
got
show-
the pink one.
Come on. Oh, you didn't get to see the pink one, did you?
No. Show me.
No.
You got the pink one now.
Oh, my
that's
God, it's
huge.
huge.
Oh, cool.
Hey,
That is awesome.
that's like it matches my shirt just about. Think I
See?
need it.
Oh, look at that.
See, I'm a pink girl.
Me
Yes,
too.
you are. So
Me
is Devin. She's been
too.
trying to get that one.
Yeah, well,
I make REM pods and they're all pink.
Love
Oh,
it.
nice.
Stop.
Love
I
They're all
love
pink.
it.
well, I'm not a pink guy, so you're not going to see pink on me anywhere.
Oh, come
not
on.
pink
Don't
either.
I'm
be
sorry,
afraid.
yeah.
I think you would look
I'm
great.
secure. You know, if I had to for occasion, I will, but
I think you
Yeah.
would look great in pink.
I'm not a pink person.
I made him a black one.
You know, it's not in my cards. And the
It's not
size
your
of me in pink, damn. Imagine what I
Oh.
look like. I look like one of those
Seriously?
characters on a cartoon show.
No. We're going to put you in a nice pink shirt with a black blazer. Look out.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Ladies,
See?
man.
And I'll walk
Yep.
down the village in Queens.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, in
what's
Queens, you
up?
fit right in. What are you
What's up?
talking about?
hey, what's up? Yeah. So
Oh my
yeah.
God.
But,
Totally off the rails already.
yeah, well, that's the way we go.
Always.
Nothing's ever.
That's
on the
how
road
we
for us,
roll.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can't
That's-
stay on track. You know what I mean? We try,
We roll.
and it's
That's
just
a good thing. Then we
whatever
all fit
happens,
well together.
happens. You know, that's the way we do our show. So we're going to start hitting you with questions. I don't know if
Yeah.
you didn't study for them. I don't know.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
are
Bring
they
it
multiple
on.
choice?
Are they multiple
Remember-
choice?
Multiple questions. Yeah, we're going to give you. You have to put the little color in the little circles and stuff like that.
Oh,
Boy,
no.
really showing our age.
Yeah, I used to go down all the D's.
Nice.
One of them has to be right.
I was a C girl. All the C's.
Yes.
Okay. Hope you got your number two.
The
pencils.
zigzags too. What I didn't know, I zigzag going down. You know,
Nope.
zigzag. Or
How did I
X
get that
and-
right?
Something has to be right. You know.
Yep. Use your fingers.
You know.
I
So,
don't know.
question is, how did you guys get started with all this paranormal stuff?
Yeah.
It's
the
a basic question. So everybody has their own little thing. You know.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
you could start. You could
All
start.
right,
Papa
I
Jack.
will
You two
start.
You
start.
started this whole thing.
I
so.
did. So I had paranormal experiences when I was a child, from seeing things, more like poltergeist activity. We had a curio cabinet in our dining room at the one house that we lived in. And my stepfather back then collected the beer stein mugs. So he had them all in there. We had our big dining room table that sat like 8 people, 12 people around it. And So we started noticing things with the curio cabinet that, the doors were constantly opening. So at first we thought where we lived, we were on the corner, we had a road, there was another row of houses, a little creek, and then a train that would come by. So we thought maybe the vibration of the train was what, sending them all out of whack type of thing. And then we started realizing it was doing it when the train wasn't coming by. So we had 2 big dogs, a Doberman Pinscher and a German Shepherd. So we thought maybe them roughhousing, that could be. And so we just kept coming up with, excuses for what was really going on.
No, that's good.
One day we came home and the beer stein mugs, 3 of them were thrown out across the dining room table and smashed on the other side. So at that point in time, you couldn't blame that on anybody at that point in time. So then we started doing some research, and we had discovered that an elderly couple took themselves up in our base or up in the attic at that point in time and was not happy that children were in the house. And it progressively got worse. I was pushed down the steps, and back then you didn't talk about that kind of stuff. You were considered crazy. Nobody knew answers to anything. So me going to my mother or them trying to tell them, they didn't understand what was going on. And when I was pushed down the steps, they decided to tell everybody that I wanted to be Tinkerbell and was trying to fly down the steps. And that was the farthest from the truth. So that kind of,
my goodness.
At first, it wasn't scary at first, but when it started to try to harm, that became a little scary to me. We eventually moved out of the house and things kind of went normal as far as activity wise, but I would have loved ones, that passed away that would come to me. And it was like they were in the same room with me, either standing by my bed, sitting on the bed, and would give me messages to give to people, and I would get up the next day and I would go and tell my mother and be like, hey, mom passed away and she said, you're going to need this and it's in this drawer. And my mother looked at me and she's like, Jack, you're okay. Graham's okay. Not a problem. She's fine. And 5 minutes later, the phone rang that she had passed. And to top it off, that paper that she needed was where I told her it was. And then this happened continuously. So the first couple of times they were like, coincidence. And by the 3rd or 4th time that it happened, they're like, all right, something's going on here. And then I grew up and, it kind of became taboo. We didn't really talk too much about it. We just kind of pretended that it didn't happen. And I got a little older and started doing my own little research into, why was this happening to me? What is going on? Why doesn't other people understand what I'm going through? And then I grew up, I got married and had a kid. So all that kind of got put on hold. And I recently got back into it full force, probably about 6 or 7 years ago. So, and then at that point in time, I was working for other companies that hosted paranormal events or that type of stuff. And I would be their lead investigator. And I liked it so much. And the curiosity, it was nice to be around like-minded people that understood what you were talking about, and they weren't there to judge. And I enjoyed it so much that I quit my daytime job. And this is what I do full time now.
Wow.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yep.
Nice. How old were you when you were talking about the stairs and being pushed? Like how old when you were Tinkerbell?
I was about 6 or 7.
Tinkerbell.
Apparently my ability started back when, and I don't remember that earlier, but apparently back when I was about 3 years old.
That's so young.
Yes. So
Yeah.
And to this day, I really still don't have the answers as to why it happens. It doesn't happen all the time and I can't control it. When it happens, and I just go with it.
Yeah. It usually does stuff like that happen to you because at that certain moment was happening, you might have like a low point in you, like you might be sad or, something that might be challenging your, your strength. Like, you might be sad, you might be mad, or you might have stress or something like that. Sometimes that's how things just pop up, and you don't realize it. Like, you're stressed out, all of a sudden this happens, and you're like, "Oh wow, why did this happen?" But sometimes it's because you have your lowest point in say your day or your week, whatever, and the stress or the any kind of negativity that might be making you feel bad might be, that's why it comes to you, because you're like a low point.
Could be, and that would kind of explain going along with I used to have, and it was very hard to describe to people type of thing. But when the movie Insidious came out, I all but fell on the floor because that's exactly what I went through with my dreams and astro projecting type of thing and floating and seeing myself and moving around. All that was scary.
Yeah, that was a crazy movie.
Yeah.
Also, and that's
but when that came out, that was perfect because I was like, that's exactly what they're showing you is how I felt and what I did. It was really weird. So it was spot on. It goes to kind of confirm that, okay, you really ain't crazy because other people get this. It's happening to other people.
Right.
Yeah.
It's validating, but it's also a little bit scary.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Gotcha. How about you, Tom?
Well, mine's not quite as good as that.
Don't worry, neither is mine.
Yeah, what
She
the
sounds
heck?
like Anthony, and then I'm
Sorry,
like,
guys.
no, I'm the same.
Maybe we shouldn't
Believe
have
me.
let her start.
Don't feel bad.
Well, with me, I would be the perfect skeptic. 100%. I don't believe. No, this can't be happening. And watching her going out every weekend, and she comes home, she'll tell me these things. I'm like, no way. Come on, that can't be happening. So I don't know, maybe 6 years ago. 6 years ago, I'm like, you know what? I believe it was Thanksgiving. So I had some time off. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go with you on your next adventure. And it just so happened to be the Conjuring house.
That's
I forgot about this.
Starting small, huh?
Yeah, she started me out right.
Jeez.
And with me, I was more into, the old building and how it was back then. But that place it took me from a 100% skeptic to, okay, there might be something here. Because she was giving going over some rules and regulations for the place, and myself and another lady were in the library of the house when we were just doing a video recorder, and she goes through and does her spiel. We just so happen to play it back, and there's a man's voice talking, and she's the only one in this place. So that kind of what started me.
Turned him right into a believer and got him hooked.
Yes.
It's not like there's people outside walking around that you could pick up.
No, there was
nobody.
Exactly. She was literally the only one talking, and we captured a male voice.
Huh. Okay.
But ever since then, I've been pretty much trying to go as much as I can just to. She was out there, and I'm a true believer now.
Yeah, that's one thing about people like skeptics. Yeah.
Hey.
Okay, you want to drink cannoli?
Cannoli. There we go.
Cannoli.
Yeah, but the Conjuring place is awesome. I've been there a couple times. The house, and there is stuff that goes on there, and it's like, what's that? And I seen stuff there, and I drew a couple of things from that I seen there. So yeah, that's an awesome place, and that's an awesome place to start. So
it was, and
now might as well break them in right.
Yeah, and now I love doing it now. I really do.
Yeah, it's great.
Very cool.
Now we got the box on the left. What's on my left?
Okay. Not as extreme as Jackie's. So neither of those. So Matt's my brother-in-law. So he married, oh God, how long have you known? He's known me since I was like 10. Like, yeah. So we've known it. He's grown up with me basically. And him and I would watch the shows all the time. And when I was younger, I used to get super freaked out by them, like super freaked out. But I always wanted to watch them. I don't know why. It was just so interesting to me, but I just constantly wanted to watch them. And it just like became our thing, is that we would always watch them together, right? Yeah. Ghost Adventure, literally all of it. Tabs.
Yeah.
And the movies, the scary movies, even though I would be scared to death. Like,
The
it
scary
was so
movie
bad.
scared
My
you?
sister would yell at us all the time, be like, "Don't watch them. You know, you're not going to go to bed tonight." The whole spiel. But I wanted to. I don't know why. I was just so intrigued by it. And it wasn't until one random, like, I don't even know what night it was.
Random.
It was so random. But I was just on my computer in my room and whatever. And Penhurst Asylum came up. And the haunted house was happening. And I was just looking at tickets because, like, we're in the haunted stuff. So we were like, let's go to the haunted house. It'll be fine. And then I saw that they had these certain tickets where it was, you had VIP access to all of the attractions plus a ghost hunt right after. And second I saw that, and they were on sale too. The second I saw Matt, I was like, Matt, come look at this, like, look at these ticket prices. And we sat upstairs and argued for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We're trying to be brave enough to press the buy button because
Oh
we
my
were
goodness.
so scared to go to this investigation, but we wanted to do it so badly. And we finally we didn't tell anybody that we were doing this either way. We literally just did it.
Just bought the
We
tickets.
literally just bought the tickets. And then the night came, and we had no idea what we were doing.
No flashlight, no nothing.
Oh gosh.
That's awesome.
We just walked in. Like, we had
Movies.
no idea.
I
what
love
we were
it
doing.
though.
So we did the haunted houses and everything, and that had already scared me for the beginning of the night. And so he was worried that I was gonna want to leave because how old was I? I think I was like 15 maybe.
Yeah.
I think I was
Oh
like
my
15.
gosh.
14. So like
That's young.
I was like scared to death, and so we finally got to the part. We were standing in the Devon building. That's where they used to do the investigations, was in the Devon building. And the one person at the time was giving the rules and the history and everything, and I blacked out at this point. So Matt's gonna tell you his side because I blacked out. So it's gonna go.
Oh my goodness. I mean, the Conjuring House in Penhurst. You guys go big or go home.
Yeah. Again, no flashlight. We had no idea what we were doing. We just showed up to this
No one
place.
does. No one
no
does
idea.
when you start.
No.
Yeah, that's funny though.
Then she blacks out, and I'm
Like blacks out.
I didn't pass out. No, like we were standing like this, and I was so scared, so I was like up against him like this, and I literally was just staring straight ahead. I was like dead pit. I was literally like this.
I would talk to her, and she would just ignore me.
He was telling me this, and I didn't remember anything. I was like, "What are you talking about?"
That's crazy.
Like nothing.
And then I'm like, do we have to leave? She's like, maybe. I'm like, we're not even 15 minutes in. We can't leave. We haven't even
all
started
your
yet."
worst fears, right? You were like, I knew it.
Trying to snap me out of it, and all of a sudden I'm standing like this, like super tight, and all of a sudden he feels like my arm get like tugged, and I'm still like, I still have no idea what's going on. Like I'm still completely gone.
No, she's not there.
And
You're in another
he was
place.
telling that my arm felt
And
like it was getting
Like the first time, I'm like, all right, well maybe she's moving her arm. That's just me. The second time, I'm like, all right, well that's a little weird. And the third time, I'm like, why is her arm getting tugged like that? Like, why is she moving like that? Like, it was almost like someone was pulling her jacket. It was so. It threw me off.
In the corner, he was seeing like this figure in the corner, so that was freaking him out too. It was a mess. It was a hot mess.
It was crazy.
But we met these two investigators. It wasn't Tom and Jackie, but I don't even remember who they are. If they're anywhere out in this world, you changed everything. You changed absolutely everything. And they just like took us under their wing, and we just followed around the whole entire time, and that completely changed
the whole thing.
Literally changed the whole game.
Sure.
And we would beg to go to Penhurst like every weekend if we possibly could, because we just wanted it so much. And one of the trips that we got to go to, we met Jackie there, and the rest is pretty much history
we
after
went to
that.
all
Yeah.
the-
Yep.
Literally all of her events, we were her number one fans every single
Yeah,
time.
you guys
Jackie
were.
and I saw that those tickets were posted, we bought them.
Love it.
Rest is history.
And how many years ago was this? I mean, how many years you've been together? The four of you.
The four of us? Oh, just now, like just this year, the four of us.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, you
officially-
started coming to the events last year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
and
started
you
coming to the
joined
events
this
last
year
year,
with
this
us.
and
year.
there was still this year that we joined. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
Very cool.
that's
Yeah, it
And
makes
Matt,
all the
same thing with
difference.
you.
What? Oh, mine. I started. I used to. My best friend when I was young was a ghost. I would sit in the corner and play with it. My mom said, to the point where, because I was born in Las Vegas, so I wasn't born here. So I lived in Las Vegas, and you would have rods over your window so people couldn't get in.
Mm-hmm.
We would come home and those would be open, so we would just close them, and then stuff would move through the house to the point where we would have priests. We had a priest come in the house and cleanse the house, and then we moved up to PA, and we lived in apartments, and we were on the bottom floor, and I played with someone on the top floor, and I would tell them that their grandmother said this, this, and this, and then her mom had to go to my mom and say, can you stop having Matt talk about her dead grandmother. But I was telling her information about her grandmother that she didn't know, and she was talking to me. And then it kind of suppressed for a couple years, and then Devin came along, and we kind of just started watching the shows again.
Mm-hmm.
And Penhurst came along, and now
It literally
it's just
changed the
been-
entire game.
Penhurst changed everything.
Yeah.
Like
That
we used to
happens.
just watch the shows, and now we're full blown in.
If we never had bought those
Mm-hmm.
tickets and met those people, like it's so crazy how
Yeah.
different our lives would
Mhm.
be.
Yep.
But
Everything
they
was meant to
also
be.
left out a little bit as well because they keep referring to Penhurst. You know, we all work for
We all
Penhurst
work
as
at
Yeah,
well.
we
Penhurst
work
now.
at Penhurst. Yeah, now we work at Penhurst. Now we're
I'm
guys.
haunt, yeah, we're haunt
Excellent.
actors. We're haunt actors and we're guides. We do the whole thing.
Now we're in it.
We're in it.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Very cool. Very, very cool. What a
I
story.
got drawings of Penhurst also when I went there. Seen a little boy in the corner. I have a drawing of it. You know, of
That's
the
right.
boy in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm not sure what the house it is, but it's the one where it was for men or for boys.
Mayflower.
Boys, it was like
Mayflower.
young boys to the 80-year-old men were in there. And I seen a little boy in the corner, all naked, crying.
Mayflower. It's definitely
Unfortunately.
Mayflower.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I drew
Yes.
that. Yeah, Mayflower.
Mayflower.
That place, it was crazy because my friend Joey just passed. He was part of the team and everything. And we went there right afterwards just to go. And Joey had a heart transplant and it didn't work out. Things just didn't work out. And he ended up passing. And what happened was we went there afterwards. But Joey and I, when he was getting sick, he told me, you know, if you go on an investigation, I want you to contact me. So I'm like, okay, if I'm going to contact you, we're going to have some kind of code word, password, or something like that, so I know it's you. And sure enough, it came out. We came out on the radio, and it was everybody heard it. The password, and this is no way. Nobody knew this. It was White Castle.
White
Wow.
Castle.
Yeah, because
That's
me and Joey.
One.
I love it.
That's
We used to
Wow.
feed we used to. That's one place we used to always go to and stuff like that. You know, and we used to hang out, get White Castle, then go smoke cigars. You know, and have beers. That was how.
I love it.
And so
sounds like a
White
perfect
Castle.
kind of night.
Does sound like a good time.
They came out
That
that,
sound like
that night.
fun.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
So yeah, so it
He's
came
like,
out,
works for me.
and that's the first place it came out. Then after that, we went to other places and it has come out again.
That's awesome.
So, but that was the first place it ever came out right after he passed. So that was crazy. It really
Wow.
was. Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Hearst is definitely an interesting location for
I love
sure.
that.
You're
Penhurst.
always gonna get something different. You're never
Yeah.
gonna get the same thing there ever.
Nope.
Yeah, because there's multiple spirits wandering in that place. So
Oh yeah.
and you might catch something one time, and the next time you might catch another one. So
Yeah.
you're not going to get one at a time. You know, you're not going to get them you know, you might not get the same one every time you go there. Like you said, you're going to get
Yeah.
something different every time.
Absolutely. Well, and not only that, you know, as people are coming in to investigate, they need to realize, you know, it could be a loved one or a family member that's coming through.
Mhm.
And most of the time they come to these locations and think that they're only going to speak to spirits at that location. But I try to explain to them, like, hey, you're here and your mind is open to communicate, which is allowing your loved ones
That's
or
right.
family or whatever to come through. And they're all like,
Mhm.
I never thought of it that way.
Especially because like if they're getting like a response to something and they're trying to connect it with the history, but it's just not making sense. I'm like, okay, but it's making sense like to them personally wise, and I'm like, it could be this person as well. So like it's always so good.
Yeah. You always,
great
I mean, when you go to these locations, you bring stuff with you anyway.
Absolutely. Yep.
You bring your own stuff with you.
Mhm.
Sorry, Jenny. I keep on cutting you off. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say that's a great point in general that we haven't brought up yet on the show.
Mhm.
Oh, see?
See,
That you
Look
think
at us.
about that. You know, you need to always think about that. You know, who you bring with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's interesting. You know, so you got that done. So how did you get how did you get the name? You know, residential haunts.
I
Residual.
got the name
See?
after-
Residual. See, I could screw up anything. That's why I have her announcing everything.
I did a lot of sitting down, thinking, and researching with what I did, and it was something that just kind of, when I wrote it down, it stuck with me, and it, you know, once I had it, I mean, the logo, everything just kind of flowed with it. And considering the fact that we are going into locations where there are a lot of residual hauntings, you know, it just seemed that residual haunts was, you know, just the perfect name to go along with what we were trying to achieve.
That's awesome.
I like it.
That's a cool name. You know?
Yeah, I like it. I like your logo.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Yeah. So yeah, the logo's cool too. I like that.
Very cool.
Handle with the hand. That's pretty cool.
Thank
The
you.
castle. Wait till you see the
Yeah,
castle.
the
Can you
castle.
ever see
Oh.
the castle?
You're gonna like the
The
castle.
castle's great.
Too. I'm sure
Let's
Jackie.
see.
I got it.
All right, he'll grab one of the ones with the castle.
Oh, nice.
The
Yes.
castle's a big hit.
They're probably hanging up.
The
up there.
castle.
Yeah.
Please. Oh, it's a castle logo?
Yeah.
I love logos.
Yeah.
Maybe
so
because
the
I
logo
can't
that-
design anything. I
the
just,
logo
I'm
that
so, you know, fan.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah.
The logo that we have on here, my tattoo artist, I gave him an idea what I wanted and he drew it up for me. But the more and more I got involved in making all of our own merchandise now, this is how the castle came into play.
I love the castle.
The castle's a big hit with
It is a big hit.
Oh my goodness.
Cool. That is
Except
nice.
for this one
I
doesn't have the
love
ghost one.
it.
Yeah.
But yep.
So that's
And they come in all
That is
different colors, from orange, pink, purple, yellow. You tell me
Yes.
what color you want the castle and I'll make it.
Purple.
Orange. Wow. That must look so cool.
They with black.
What a great idea. No, stop. I'm going orange. That would look really cool on the black.
Yeah, Matt's got the black and orange one.
I do.
Yeah,
I have all
nice.
of every color.
He has every color, I think, but
Yes.
purple.
Yeah.
I
But
need
purple.
purple. I don't have purple.
Every
Very-
time we
and you
have an
make
event,
them?
this one's sticking something in his bag.
Oh my god.
Oh, there you go. They got it too, Jenny.
I like
Yeah.
t-shirts.
He is a t-shirt junkie.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah, isn't everybody in this field?
No,
I feel like
you don't
know,
understand how bad it is.
I
Oh,
have like
yeah.
3 drawers of paranormal t-shirts.
See?
Yeah,
It's
I
not just
I've
me.
got so
Don't
many
say
different
that.
people's t-shirts.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I need more
Yeah,
t-shirts.
I got like a couple hundred t-shirts. My wife's like,
Same, and I mean, we have our own company.
T-shirts.
I am very open to supporting other companies.
Oh yeah.
So if I take this off right now, I have Dark Hollow Paranormal shirt on
Hey,
underneath.
Dark Hollow!
Yes, see?
Nice.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Nice.
it's all about supporting everybody in this community. We need to stick together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
yeah, I wear on this show other people's shirts, you know. I know you're going there to Hinsdale next week. That's one of my biggest shirts I always wear.
Oh,
Yeah.
me too. I have
Yeah.
like 10
We're
from
going
there.
to Shanley. We're going to Shanley this weekend.
Oh, the
I get my
Shanley's a good one.
I don't have a Hinsdale one. I need a White Hill one too.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Shanley's a good one.
White Hill.
Have you been there before?
White Hill.
No, the Shanley.
Oh my gosh.
Of course.
He
We're
lives
going there
there.
this weekend.
Oh,
I've
okay.
been going there since Sal owned it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I've been going there a long time. I've been in this
What's your
field
favorite room
close
to
to
stay
50
at in
years,
there?
so I've been a lot of places already. You know,
What's your
out of
favorite
state and
room to
everything.
stay at in there?
My what? My favorite room? I
Uh-huh.
stay in when I go there. I stay in Rose's room,
Okay.
the
Rosie's?
bordello. Rosie's room. I'm sorry, Rosie's room with all the dolls and everything.
Uh-huh.
Rose and
No,
Rosie.
I don't do dogs.
That's the room I stay in. You know,
I
that's my
usually will
room.
stay in the gentleman's quarters, and I stay in the first bed there, and I was actually pulled out of bed one night.
They don't like women in there.
Nope, not at all.
No.
And I was with a psychic medium and someone else that had already been there, and this was my first time there. And I
Mhm.
came in, and of course, you got 6 beds in there, right?
That's
And
right.
they're like,
Yeah.
"All right, pick your bed." So I picked my bed, and they're all like, "You're sleeping in that bed?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" "Oh, don't worry, you'll find out." They didn't even have the decency to tell me.
So
Well,
when
you
you
gotta
walk in,
experience
right
it.
there, straight ahead, that one?
No, as soon as you go in, the one that is right against the wall there,
In the back there.
it's straight across. It sits right
Mhm.
across from the card
Across from
table.
the table.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
straight
yeah.
up.
Oh, that one. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We were there. I've been there already. What 3-4 times this year.
Nice. I haven't been there this year, but I've been there probably good 12, 15 different times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been going there. I go there quite a few times a year. So this is
Nice.
We're going. Matter of fact, we're having like a bunch of people that we know and stuff. And it's going to be the Seekers Chronicles, Paranormal Historians. It's going to be like a first event. We have a couple of people at because we're trying to get this. We're trying to get more and more events from, at Seekers Chronicles
Right.
going on. So this is going to be like our first. See how it comes out. So
Yeah.
it's
going to be
A
great.
lot of work, but it's fun.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it
A lot
is.
of planning, but it is all pays off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're
both-
trying to get this more and more. This is our 36th show right now.
Wow.
Oh wow,
That's awesome.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Nice.
so we just started pretty much. I was on a podcast for almost 2 years prior to this, and things didn't work out. So I'm here. I started another one, and Jennie, and you haven't met Kimm. She's our psychic.
We met
She-
her at Bucks County. She's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
She
Yep.
was with us.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
right.
she's
We
awesome.
were all
You
together.
did meet her.
Yep.
Yeah, she's on the show also, but the whole thing is
She's amazing.
She has to work.
She is.
She has to, this is her busy season working.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think she
It
needed a
never
break.
ends.
She needed a break from us.
No, stop saying that.
She needed a break from us. That was it.
She doesn't. She doesn't. It's work.
It's
And then
okay.
I'm sure she'd rather be here, but
No, I
It's gonna
know
make
she
that
would. She
reuniting
like
even that much better when she does
Mhm.
come back. See?
we miss her. That's for
Yeah.
sure. It's
Did you-
funny how you get the three of you going, and when
Yeah.
one isn't there, it's like, oh,
Not the
it's
same energy.
Yeah.
not the same.
Nope.
you got to watch some of the past shows when she did some readings on locations and stuff.
She's
She
like,
reads out of the
Yeah.
a picture. She'll see a picture of a location. She'll read
yeah,
it, and these
I love
people
her.
are like, really, you
Yeah.
know.
She did
Yeah.
readings on us, and we didn't really believe in that, like reading stuff. We
Mhm.
still believe in paranormal, and we did it. I did it first, and then I was like, Matt, you have to go do it. And he was like, okay. And then he came back, and he was like,
I was like, no.
Yeah, she's
no,
unbelievable.
what do you mean
I
that
was
just
like,
happened? Wait,
that
what?
thing just happened.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
good. We
She's
miss
very
her, and we can't wait till she comes back.
Oh my god, he keeps doing that. Sorry.
You got more
No,
thumbs.
I do that on my iPad all the time. Fireworks and like you name it. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
So,
it.
yeah.
The heart.
Yep.
Yeah. See, they're always like, Jenny, do the
There we
heart.
go.
What's you guys like? I guess Penhurst. I was gonna say, your favorite place to investigate, or how about this? Your most active place you ever
Oh
investigated?
no!
Ooh.
I know mine already.
Go ahead.
Mine's Gettysburg.
Oh, I knew
I
you were.
love Gettysburg. Yeah.
Okay.
The Rainworth Lodge. It's
Oh my
by far
God.
Yeah.
my favorite night so far investigating.
We were there with the team. It wasn't Tom and Jackie. We were there with another team, and they were hosting a public event, and we got tickets for it. And most of everyone left for the, like, during the middle of the night. Matt and I stay. We get our money's worth.
we
We
stay the whole-
stay the whole
You-
time. We get our money.
That's what you got to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's a lot of money.
yeah, we were in the barn.
Mhm.
And it was, what was it? It was a
It's where they
Jack-
did the
horseshoes and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So they had them there, and so we were upstairs, and they had this like boom mic basically, so they could hear stuff way better. That was not needed. We were all upstairs, and they were trying to get something to happen, and all of a sudden, it literally sounded like someone was coming up the stairs. It was all wooden, so you could really hear the creaks in the back, everything, and it really thought that someone was coming upstairs. I even like hid behind Matt because they were yelling at me like, hello, is this like one of their team? Nobody was answering. It just kept getting louder and louder and louder and closer. Matt thought he was gonna have to fight somebody. Like they thought someone broke on the property. It sounded
gotcha.
that real.
Yeah.
It was insane.
They were. It literally sounded like they were coming up the
We
steps, and I'm
never-
like, "What do we do here? Like, how do we handle this?
Right. Right.
5x5 room. Like, if someone comes up here, we're all
We were all upstairs. There was no one else like
Yeah.
anywhere other spots. We were all up there. That was a great.
you could hear people having conversations. You could
You saw
it
like the
was-
lights, like the lantern lights that they all had, like walking through the woods and stuff.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
because back in the day they had the
Right.
lanterns. They would swing to get more vision.
Mm-hmm.
You would see it through the woods, the light swinging through, and I'm like, it's like they just came back from battle. It was by far my favorite night ever.
Wow, that's profound. And
Yeah.
you know, people ask me a lot, like on podcasts, what was your most profound experience? And mine was the same with boots running downstairs towards
It's
me.
crazy.
And unless it sounds so lame when I say it, but like when you said it, I'm like, I get it. Because
When
when,
you're there,
something's
you're
running
like-
towards you and nothing is there, it's terrifying.
Absolutely. Yep.
You're
Yeah.
like, it runs up
I
on
hear
you.
you.
Yeah.
Someone's coming. Like, what do I do here?
Yeah, no, that happened to me at Fort William Henry. And I always say that's my scariest experience. So I completely relate to that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're ready to like, oh, come on.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah,
I
what are
don't
you
want to
gonna
fight.
do?
with
Let's
them.
go.
Like, what do you want me to do here?
Yeah. And I did grab my friend. That's one of the few times I grabbed somebody. I was like, I don't get scared a lot, but I was like, what the?
I'm the grabber of the group. I'm the grabber.
Well, there was like
You're the
8 of us
grabber.
in this little
He's the
room, and
grabber.
we're all like bunched together. We're all like in this little huddle now. There's like 8 of us in this little thing.
That's
We're
so
like-
Trying to
scary.
figure out what
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah. But that was by far my favorite night of investigating. By far.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say, okay, Penhurst. I always will forever love Penhurst. I recently had my first rock thrown at me, so that was a big milestone for
Okay.
me. I
Anthony's
texted
like,
the
been
team
there.
and I was like, guys, I just got a rock thrown at me.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
was
you didn't
like,
hesitate on that text.
I know. No, I was leading. I was touring, and I was literally I wasn't pissing the ghost off. I literally wasn't doing anything. I was in Mayflower actually. We were on the second floor, and we had walked to like where their dorms were, and I was just showing the customers that like the original names of the people who stayed in these dorms are still on there with their numbers and everything. And I was literally just showing them that. I wasn't being disrespectful or anything. And all of a sudden, you just hear a rocket chucked, and it's right across my feet. I said, no way did that just happen. The two people behind me are like freaking out, and I'm over here being like, yes, it finally happened. But I was
I love it.
I really liked White Hill
Oh, yeah.
Mansion.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
The past 2-3 times we have been there, it has blown up the
It's been
whole night.
insane. It has been
Hearing
insane.
Audible whistles, opening doors have been open there. We were playing hide and seek with this one child spirit in the one room. It's crazy. And Clifton, that's another one that I really
Clifton was
liked.
fun.
Clifton was really. We were just sitting in a movie theater, and you could literally just hear people running up and down the hallways.
Mhm.
Like, yeah. So.
No, that's a good one too. But White Hill, of course. Yeah. One
Oh
of
my
my
God.
White Hill
Yep.
is becoming one of my favorite places.
That's another
Yeah.
one where you're guaranteed that
Mm.
something's gonna go.
Oh, for
Absolutely,
sure.
100%.
Yeah.
Almost
Yeah,
all
I hate
night
to say
too.
guaranteed, but you pretty much are.
Yeah.
Yeah, White Hill is another place. Yeah.
Once it
Yeah,
starts,
so
it takes a while to stop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
so active. So active. We had one of the best shadow figure photos I've ever seen. One of my teammates took there. Like just this unbelievably menacing dark shadow figure on the third floor.
Oh,
And we were having all kinds of stuff going off. But boy, when we looked at that picture, we were like, oh, that was right next to us this whole time.
That third
Oh,
floor and that
geez.
speakeasy, they're both
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
crazy spots.
Yeah, the
I agree with
speakeasy, there's a lot going on down there.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Down there
Yeah, but
playing
that third
cards
floor,
and
I
stuff.
agree.
and- yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
the third floor, I was
that's
thinking
White Hill is a
about the
great place.
steps.
And the interesting place with history,
Yes.
White Hill was built almost 50 years before the United States was the United States.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
It was there before the United States was,
That's right.
and it
Yeah.
was Revolutionary War went through there and everything,
Yep.
and that's
There's so
Wow,
much
that's
history to
what-
that property. And you got
Mhm.
the river that
The
runs right behind
river right
it.
there. Yep.
Yep.
Right behind it.
That
Yep.
adds to it.
yeah, and yeah. That river is well. The front of that was the front of the house where the river was.
Yeah.
Where we go
always.
in is through the back of the house,
Correct.
and the
Yep.
front of the house is towards the river.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's that's how they used to they used to go there by boat. Yeah.
Mhm.
Of
So-
course. And that's how they bootleg the liquor.
How the bootleg the liquor
Yeah.
And
they have
bro-
the tunnel.
and
that they would take right
brought
out.
in the ladies of the night
Exactly.
to the
Yeah.
river. Because everybody used to park in the back and come in through the back, and the front is where all the entertainment came.
Absolutely. Had it all.
Yeah, we heard
Yeah.
entertainment the whole
Oh
time.
my
Don't
God.
worry.
Oh, they were getting
Did you?
freaky.
They were
Yeah,
on
yeah.
another level with
Upstairs,
that.
you can hear it so much. Upstairs is so much with shadows, especially that little room in the corner there. That's you have to go duck in.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
When,
Yeah.
when I first went there, right now they got it all framed down and stuff. But when I first went there, it was just a hole cut
Yeah.
into the wall,
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
and you used to have to bend down and crawl into place, and and that's where I seen it's. This is funny because that's when the SLS first came out.
hmm
And I went there with Barefoot Paranormal, Bobby and Sandra, and Will.
Barefoot,
Will was
yeah.
on the team also, and that's when the SLS first came out, and everybody started like, well, let's try this, and we were in that room in the back, and they had one of those Boo Bears on the corner,
hmm
and I'm like, I see an image of a little girl, and I'm like, there's a little girl over there, in the corner by the Boo Bear, and also the Boo Bear went off.
Oh,
So
wow.
they swung the SLS that way, and you could see a little stick figure like touching the Boo Bear.
Oh wow,
Oh,
that's
that's
awesome.
crazy. I
So,
love that,
so I'm
yeah.
like, I'm thinking to myself, I'm buying an SLS. At that point,
Yes.
I'm sold. Because everything
Nope.
I seen through the years was never proved.
Yep.
I could say it to something in that corner, and it's like, okay, and people like, and now I say there's something in that corner, you go in and there's stick figure. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how I thought it.
Well, especially
Yeah.
when you're getting double evidence, you're getting the stick figure
Yeah.
and the bear is going off at the
Yeah.
same
Uh-huh.
time.
The
So
layers.
that
And
you're
then I'm
not
like,
getting a false positive. Then you're getting true evidence.
yeah. So I'm like, sweetheart, you could touch my hand, if you want to, you can hold my hand if you want. And my hands start getting cold. So I'm like, my hand's getting cold. And they swung the SLS camera, and there was a stick figure holding my hand.
That
But
is
stick
awesome.
figure,
Awesome.
and I was like, yeah, I'm buying this.
Yep.
I'm buying.
Sold.
So that's what I told
Sold.
everybody. If you want to get me a Christmas gift, chip in for this.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had like all my whole family chip in for it because they were expensive back then.
Yeah.
They're still expensive, but now you can make your own with programs and everything else. But yeah, it was like, this is what I want, and I got one, and I used it a couple times, but
They're
but-
inconvenient to carry around. They need to make them a
Yeah.
little bit
Oh,
more,
yeah.
Mhm.
and the battery doesn't last as long on them.
That's
so, I mean,
what I don't like about it.
Yeah,
What-
so I don't bring mine with me to half of the events that we
Mhm.
go through and do because
Right.
it's just
Yeah.
too much.
It is. Yeah.
It's a neat feature, and it backs
Yeah.
up what you're getting,
Mhm.
but it's the convenience
I
not
got
there,
mine.
and I need the convenience.
I
Yeah,
have mine on one of those.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to
That's
close this a minute because I don't want
right.
you to see my butt.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The cat's butt's okay, but not Anthony.
Yeah,
right.
The best SLS evidence that I've ever
See,
seen.
I put
is
it
that
on
his-
this.
Oh, yeah, it's like a hole.
Smart.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you could just put it down because SLS is not really for swerving back and forth.
No.
Yeah.
It's for sitting
It's
down.
leaving
I
it.
put it on this, and I velcroed everything on and stuff. And I put my monitor on here. But like you said, the monitors go very quick with the batteries.
Yep.
So what I did was that because when you record with the SLS, the battery go even quicker.
Yep.
So I mounted a little camera for the back. I mount the camera on here, one of those.
Record it.
Yeah, and I record what's on there, and it's easier to transfer that onto my computer because I just take the SD card
SD
out.
card out.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Right.
makes sense.
So
That's a
I
good
do
idea.
that,
That's so
but it still goes quick. So what we did was one of the guys on my team, my friend Giuseppe, has one of the monitors or has one of the screens also. So I'll record. I'll put mine on, do the recording, and then I'll take his when mine dies, puts his on and
Have
charge
another
mine.
backup.
So you have
Right.
two.
Yep.
But it's still pain. It's still a pain that goes so quick.
They're
Yeah.
heavy too.
Yep.
Yeah.
They are.
You know,
It's just not easy.
that's it.
Yep.
You know, so that's. I just killed my. Now I'm all blurry. Look at that.
Not blurry to us.
Not
I
blurry.
can't go blurry because I can't be eye candy then.
Yeah, come on. We got to have you in focus.
There I go.
That's
I'm focused now.
There you go.
Okay, good.
Much better.
You
Eye
know.
candy's back on.
He's like, Jenny, you can be blurry, but I got to look good.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
What about you, Tom? What's your favorite equipment?
Favorite equipment?
I know
It
what
used to
Tom
be
is.
the SLS,
Mhm.
but that just like we were saying, it just gets too much to carry it around, especially you know
Paranormal
you're in 2
ninja.
3 hours.
He is the ninja.
I know what it
He's
is.
the ninja.
You all know.
Probably my
Love it.
favorite thing is going to be. Oh goodness, there's a few of them.
It's hard.
Trip
I know what it
wires is probably one of my favorite.
Mhm.
Okay.
I
What
like
did
the
you
trip
think?
wires.
Mhm.
And probably the mag lights.
There it is.
Yeah, I told you.
Yep.
You know you.
They're waiting for you to say it. Look at
I'm
them.
like,
They're
where's
like,
Tom?
say
Oh, he's
it.
doing the mag lights again. I'm like, there
Yeah,
he is with his mag
yeah, the
lights.
mag. I'm a go-to mag light guy. I love the
Nice.
mag lights because they're
Mhm.
they always like the mag lights for some reason.
Yeah.
They never let you down.
Mhm.
Never ever.
Yeah, you got to go with
Yeah.
what works too.
But
Yeah.
with the mag lights too, I used to have 3 different colors: blue, red, and black.
Okay.
And because I used to tell them what color to turn on, and
Mhm.
yeah, they do.
Yep.
They
We had
do,
one for
it
yes,
does
one
work.
for no.
You know.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, it's like, are you here? Press, the red one. If you're not, press, if you ask name. I mean, you could guess yes or no answers. A lot of yes or no answers on them.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what we
But
do.
I'm not really into all that yes or no answers because sometimes I don't know if the spirit gets mixed up or whatever. Because sometimes you ask, there she goes, yeah,
I didn't even do that. I didn't even do anything.
We love it.
but because your hand's on your shoulder,
Yeah, I was like, it was
Sorry.
him.
Don't worry about it. I've done
it
it.
don't matter. We don't care.
You do this one.
But yeah, with the mag lights,
Oh, jeez. What
Um,
are
a
you
very-
guys doing over there?
Never
they're
gets
having a
old.
party without us. Eh? What's going on?
Yeah, I know, right?
You can do this
I love
I don't
it.
know what this one
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one's good.
They're gonna have
Oh,
look at that.
Confetti!
Oh my God, confetti fingers.
We're having just so much fun. It's too good.
They're having a good time over there.
Oh, we're off the track.
Oh,
No.
all right, we're off the
Sorry.
track.
You got to do it on the iPad. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
Sorry,
Rain.
No
wrong
sad.
direction.
No
no
sad.
raining on the parade.
Nope. Nope.
So yeah, so basically
They
they're my
want good-
go-to.
Balloon.
Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
see that? It's almost my birthday.
All right,
There
I'm
you
done. That's all I know, actually.
Yeah. So mag lights are good. They
Yeah.
will. You could get direct answers, which I used to get with three different colors. But,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
forgot what I was going to say. I was watching balloons and
Sorry.
No, it doesn't.
confetti.
No,
I'm
I
old.
agree.
You can't take my attention away because I can't remember nothing.
What?
It sucks getting older, doesn't it?
Yeah.
For sure.
It's like,
No, I think sometimes the simple stuff, like Tom, like just the mag lights,
Yeah.
what you're looking for is like yes or no, and
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
works.
Yeah.
Direct
And
Yeah.
That'll
everybody
get you
seems to
far.
like when
Yeah.
yeah. And when those lights go off, everybody's just like, oh wow, look at that.
yeah.
Especially if you can get them to go off on command, that's even better.
It's
Mhm.
cool every time. I
Oh
agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I
It's
agree.
The
People
tripwire
like that
one,
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the
Absolutely,
tripwire too. Yeah.
The trip
I
I
is
love the
interesting.
Ovulus. The Ovulus.
You do.
Yeah, I got my
I
Ovulus.
love a good Ovulus session.
You do. Okay.
It was it's
She is
Jackie.
the only one that's allowed to carry the ovulus around.
Oh,
None
yeah.
of the guests
Those
get
are
it, but she can have it.
expensive. The second I saw that Jackie had one, oh my god, I was so happy, and now I take it with me. She goes, "Here's your Ovulus." Everyone knows
Yep.
it is my Ovulus now. It's mine.
I won't use it. She can use it.
It's mine. I love the Ovulus. I love it sometimes because you could just leave it and not pay attention to it, and you could just be having a regular conversation, and it could just go off and say something that's
Mhm.
relevant to your conversation. It has said Jackie's name a rare few amount of times. We were at the Hinsdale
Yes.
house one time, and Jackie had left, and it was just all of us, and we were sitting in the living room just like chatting, obviously investigating and stuff. And right as she walks in, the Ovulus literally goes, "Jackie!"
Yeah.
Like
Really?
relax like a good
Yeah,
friend.
talk about creepy.
Yeah, it said it. I never heard the Ovulus make a tone like that where it was just like seeing an old friend for the
Yeah.
first time. Like, Jackie! It was crazy.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
It's awesome. I know it says my name. Mine says my name a lot.
we haven't got any
Okay.
other names
No,
but Jackie's.
Jackie.
Yeah, mine
Yeah.
gets my name all the time, and it's
Really?
weird because I feel that if we use objects enough, these equipment enough, spirit could identify with us through that object and through that
Mhm.
piece of equipment. And if you use it enough, that they'll recognize you as a person and your name and everything else. So, and you'll
Well,
get
and the
sometimes you
Hinsdale
get
house
more
is
answers.
another location that I was at all the time. I did
Mhm.
a event up there for Dan, and I still do to this day. Every other month, I will go up there and run a event for him up there for the
Wow.
weekend. So, and
Mhm.
I've been working with him now for 3 or 4 years. So every other month, I'm going up there. So they are very well known of who I am when I walk in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that place. I've been, like I said, I've been going up there for a long time.
Me too.
When Dan first opened up, that's when I first started going up there. That
Mhm.
2016,
Yeah.
like when we first started, like with everybody there.
Uh-huh.
And it's changed since I've been going out there because when I first started going out there, everything was dirt, mud, and yeah. Matter of fact, we were out there a week before Nick Roth went out there with lockdown.
Yeah.
And we went out there the week before, and we were downstairs and had a camera actually shut off. That's when this is how long I've been going. That's when we had the Super 8s cassettes.
Nice.
Yep.
That's what I had.
Yep.
I had
They have
Not
no
me.
idea. They're the youngins. They
Yeah,
have
they're
no
like,
idea what we're talking about.
what?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
see?
For what?
You
Yeah.
know, it's not an SD card. No, it's not this big.
No. It was
What do you mean
tape.
it's not an SD card? What do you mean?
And what happened was it made me forget. My camera was in the corner under the you know where the what do you call it? Where the stairs go up and downstairs in that little room where the couches are, got the cutout in the corner there.
Yeah.
Okay, my camera was facing this way and it was on.
Picture.
Mm.
All of a sudden my camera was shut off.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, what? And you could hear the click.
Yep.
Physically. So I went to that corner and I went to see my camera. It's like nobody, and you could see on the video, nobody walked up to it because where I was, nobody could just sneak up on that camera.
Right.
The way the angle was. and it was by the window over that way shooting. So I turn it back on. To turn it back on, I feel cold behind me. So I'm looking behind me, and my friend Joe, the one I told you passed away, he was across the room, and he had the thermometer with the. So he shoots it across by me, and he goes, "The temperature's dropping behind you." So I said, "I know." I said, it's feeling cold. This is weird." So I touched the. There was a carriage there, and I touched the carriage, and this is where I had my worst thing I ever seen. I had an image of a woman pouring fluid on a baby
no.
and throwing a match on it.
Oh, wow.
It freaked me out. I left. My brother comes out and he's like, "You going to come back in?" I'm like,
Nope.
You know, yeah, I'm going in. I just saw 7 hours. And I said, I'm not going to be one of those. And I'm always the first one in and the last one out of a lot of the investigations I've been on. So I went back in, and then they say, "Want to touch it again?" I was like, "Yeah, okay." And I touched it again, and I could see the baby I could see what happened to the baby, with the burns and stuff like that. So that freaked me out. So I drew a picture of it. I have a picture of it. I showed Dan. I showed Dan like 2 years ago at the Gettysburg. He had the table right next to me. I said, "Dan, this is what I seen." And he looked at he goes, "That's a carriage. The people that wasn't originally there. The people donated it there because they were seeing a white woman standing next to it.
Oh.
And,
wow.
And then I showed him the picture. The picture. He goes, "That looks like a picture of one of the psychics that's drew of a woman being in that house."
Interesting.
Wow.
So
that carriage is still in the house. It's on the second floor.
How upsetting, though.
It's on the second floor now because it was underneath there for the longest amount of time. Because we went there like a year ago, 2 years ago. We went there. It was a group of us, and it was still downstairs, and it was interesting, But yeah, matter of fact, if you go to the Hinsdale house, I seen it the last time a couple years ago when I went there. I seen a girl standing on the staircase, and
I think that's Flo.
I drew it, and there's a picture drawn there. That's my picture.
Oh, it's framed.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Anthony's. The little framed girl. Yeah.
I gave it to them, and Dan goes, "I'm going to hang this up."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right there at the bottom of the steps there.
Yep. Right by the stairs.
Right by the stairs. Yeah.
Wow.
And that was an interesting night too.
What about
I like the
hanging there.
That place I've been there a lot, and there's times that I've been there alone for the weekend, and there's been times that it has scared the living crap out of me, and other times that I've been there that I felt at peace. So you just never know what you're walking into in that place.
Every time I'm there, it just seems peaceful. It's just totally different.
Yep.
Yeah.
A little eerie and quiet sometimes, but all in all, it's pretty neat.
I don't know. I still think that the outside is more frightening than
I agree with that.
1,000% on that
one.
The outside is so much. I'd rather go into the house and stay there by myself than be outside by myself.
Yeah, I have experiences out there also, but just show I'm not going to get through all the stuff.
Oh no.
Yeah,
we've all had.
It's crazy.
Because we are doing a camp out up there in the end of August.
Nice.
We're camping out on the property the whole weekend, and this is the first time that I'm sleeping outside. So
not inside.
I'm a little nervous about it, but we got this.
We do have a website, www.residualhaunts.com. Tickets are still for sale.
Love it.
You go, girl.
Yeah,
we're going to put that on. We'll put it on the in the chat.
Yeah, we'll put it in the chat at the end of the show.
Chat, before you guys leave the show.
Hey, there we go.
There you go. Yeah, no, we'll definitely put all your information in there later. We got time. I have your card too hanging up.
I don't have the new one.
Oh,
this is the back of that card.
Yeah, the back's got all of our listing now.
Okay.
We went through all the other ones. I had to add the rest of the stuff on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm terrified to sleep outside. I'm terrified.
I'm excited.
There's coyotes up there.
I'd say I'm intrigued.
Terrified. She's
I'm
It's
putting
gonna
a
be what it's
tent
gonna
in the
be,
back of my
you
truck.
know?
So.
When we went up there,
Bears.
when you go that place, and what I did was I did an experiment, and I put a wireless speaker inside the place, and
Mhm.
I was outside, and we all stayed outside, and there was a lot of you could hear. I did that because I wanted to see that place seems to come alive when nobody's there.
Oh yes,
I agree.
And
absolutely.
what we did was, so I'm saying on the microphone, saying, "Okay, I can't get out. Can somebody show me how to get out? Can you knock on the window so I could get out? Please let me out." Because I was acting like one of the spirits trying to get out. And so you can knock on a window. So one of my teammates was in the front with his son. They were walking around the building, taking pictures and stuff. And he came back and goes, "Who's upstairs and knocking on the window?"
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah, he was in the
Yep.
back where the bed is on the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
There was a
In the
bed
front.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
and there
in
was
Philly,
knocking right there. Yeah, it was in front of the house, right there in front.
So in
On that
Philly,
corner.
Clara's room. Yep. That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there was. I mean, because we put a big tent outside and we kept our equipment out there, and I ran DVR cameras through the whole place and had the monitor and everything outside too. So we were trying to get everything,
You
and we
got
did
to,
get some
right?
stuff, but it was great. I love that place.
Yep.
You know,
Jack, you remember the car that pulled up and then we never saw it again?
Oh my
after
god,
it pulled up?
yeah.
The mysterious mystery car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see headlights and everything come up, and here I'm going out thinking it's a trespasser to go chase him
Yeah.
off, and
Mhm.
You
there
get
was
a
nothing
lot.
there.
By the
No,
time we got
all
there,
of us heard a
nothing.
Matt
car.
and I did the
Literally,
same
all of us
thing.
heard it and saw
Yeah.
it.
Ghost
Yep.
car.
And
Yep.
it was gone.
It was
It's
gone.
like it's like an episode of Supernatural or something.
Exactly,
Yeah,
right?
that's 100%.
you know when I said I seen that experience with the carriage
Uh-huh.
about a couple hours later, and that's when before he got all the new doors, the front door clicked open here.
Yeah, that's creepy.
I locked the door.
Yep.
I know I locked the door. I locked the front door and the back door, not because I'm afraid of ghosts, because I'm afraid of something walking
Trespassers,
in.
freaking
Ghosts,
bullies.
not
Yeah.
ghosts, but animals.
Teenagers
You know?
come down there. People
Yeah.
come down there. They want to come
So
in.
yeah, so I locked the door, and we click. So I go running. We all jumped up, and we all heard it. Two of the guys on my team actually seen the door open, and the door was, because it was the old door, it's still scraped on the floor. So you can hear. So we go running out, and it's like, you got, and as soon as you go out that front door, spotlight goes on.
Like those-
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
So
Yep.
what? Open that door without getting hit with the spotlight.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
had
no.
that door. I've had that door open up on me. I've had that door lock on me when I had
Mhm.
gone out. So I always carry the keys with me.
Yeah.
Really?
And then I've had the door that goes down to the basement in the bathroom. So
Yep.
Mhm.
I got there. I am there all by myself. And I go in. I got to pee really bad. I just drove 5 hours. And I feel a little uncomfortable in the house. So I call him. I'm like, he's 5 hours away. He can't do anything. But I just needed like a piece of.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, stay on the phone with me. Something's not right. I'm going in. I'm trying to
Mhm.
pee. Our call gets disconnected. The door is rattling right
Oh,
in front of me
no.
on there. And I was
No.
like, and then the calling's so bad up there. It took me 25 minutes before I could get back in touch with him to let him know that I was okay. But I don't know what that was. And that freaked me out.
Before he moved the
Whoa.
toilet and everything, the entrance to the basement was right next to the toilet.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay. I
That's
went
always-
there and I was sitting on the
still
throne
is.
for a little bit.
It
Yeah, I was
still
sitting on
is.
the throne a little bit there, and that door started shaking on me.
Yeah,
Next
that's what
to me.
happened to me.
I
And that's what
swear to
freaked
God, if
me
that
out.
happens
Go to
to
the
me,
bathroom and shake
Jack-
it and come out.
Devin's like,
swear
nope,
to God, if
nope,
that
nope.
happens,
Yep.
I was like, I'm like, can you let me have privacy? See, I've been doing this such a long time. I ask, and I will say, I tell them their boundaries.
Hey,
I'm like,
cut it
can I have
out.
some privacy here? Come on.
Yep.
And plus I was in the right position. So if I poop myself, it was great.
Exactly.
Oh my
Right.
God.
I was ready in
Yep.
position.
Well, I think this was one of the first times that I was going to the house alone. And people had hyped up the house, so here I'm hearing all this type of stuff like, oh my God, what am I in for?
Right.
And for something like that to happen, because I'm already, now it doesn't really bother me. I can kind of go with the flow and be like, all right, guys, knock it off, give me 5 minutes or
Not
whatever.
me, I'd be out.
But,
I'm out.
yeah,
Yeah.
you would run.
See you later, Jackie.
Yeah.
You were talking about the Hinsdale house. I have a little clip here that you guys
Oh,
sent me.
good.
Yes.
I think it's the Hinsdale house. So I'm gonna put this clip on, and you can talk about it.
All right. Good job. You want to talk to Tom?
If you want to talk to me, turn the flashlight off, please. If you want to talk to Jackie, turn the candle off.
It's your choice. Are you telling us you don't want to talk to either one of us? Whoa.
Okay.
Y'all saw that, right?
Did we upset you?
That freaking flashlight just rolled. That was wild. I was blown away.
That
I
was
mean,
cool.
that was stuck in between, like, the rock. I mean, it was shoved in there. And I did that purposely. That way, you are in the dark, so your eyes don't always see if there's a mouse or something or a critter that could have moved it. So I had that jammed in there purposely.
Yeah.
And it took full force to move that.
And
that blew me away.
That was after about 20 minutes too, probably.
Right.
Yeah.
We were on our way to come to that event that they were doing. Like, we weren't a part of the team at the time. We were just coming to that event.
Yeah, because we did it in between guests.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was a good fun time. That was a good time.
Yeah, you don't see a lot in the basement there. Like, I haven't seen a lot of videos from the basement. I've been down there investigating, but people don't talk about the basement as much.
I love the basement there.
Yeah. I agree with
go
you.
down to the
I
basement.
love the basement too.
Yeah.
But you just, people are usually talking about either the outside or one of the bedrooms.
Exactly.
A lot of
But
people,
the kitchen and the basement for me.
Yeah, a lot of people they'll go look at the basement, but they won't stay there.
Yeah.
They'd rather come up.
I don't know why. It takes time in the basement, Tom. You're right. Like, you need patience down there.
Exactly. It does. Yeah.
It's not right away.
Yep.
You have to spend some time down there.
100%.
Yep.
Every time I went there, it was always the basement was flooded, or the mole and everything. So mole bothers me. I can't take the mole. But yeah, that basement is pretty cool. It's pretty cool when it starts right up. You go
We have
down.
seen like a shadow figure. I don't know if I have the picture on this phone. My original phone was destroyed at Disney and Tower of Terror, so I don't have everything.
Oh no!
But we had a picture of it looked like a white grayish skin type male coming through that hole where we had everything set up. That was pretty insane.
Wow!
The picture of the girl in the mirror.
Oh yeah, upstairs.
I'll try and find it. Hold on.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, in that area, if you have even like elemental type spirits,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely at that location, there would be one.
Yep.
I think
Especially
they've got
with the
everything.
giving tree. The giving tree also, I feel, adds a lot to it.
It's so cool, though.
It is.
Well, we went up there the one day, and I don't think you weren't with me that day. We had gone, and I'm taking a group up to show them the tree, and we stop. It's like dead silent. You don't hear anything. You don't hear birds. You don't hear crickets. You don't hear nothing. And then we sat there and we stood there and listened for a minute more. It sounded like thousands of snakes slithering under like leaves underneath your feet.
Oh, I would have been gone.
But there was nothing there. There was absolutely nothing there. But we all were like, what is going on?
That's so strange.
I can't look at it.
We had outside by the tree, I had someone in my ear talk, just completely whisper in my ear. And I thought, I know, maybe I imagined it, maybe not.
Mhm.
And then another member of my team had the same thing happen outside, same place,
Yep.
same
Wow.
time.
Good.
You know,
And I
like,
think that that's part of the thing is because we do it all the time as investigators.
Mm-hmm.
We will push off those little things like, no, it's
Yeah.
nothing, you know?
yeah, no, I could feel like the little hair in my ear moving, you know, like
Yeah.
that whisper.
Hey, Jackie, do you
Yeah.
know the history, a little bit of the, you want to say the history, a little bit that happened? Because we keep on talking about the Hinsdale house and we
Yeah.
are a history type of channel.
Yeah.
You know a little basic history on it?
I do. So the house is pretty much well known for when the Dandy family moved in the 1970s. They were a couple that lived in the city. They realized that every time that they would go into the country and spend quality family time, how much that they really enjoyed being around each other. And then when they were back in the city, it was hustle and bustle. So Clara really wanted to look for a house in the country. Long story short, they stumble across this house. It was perfect. It was her dream come true. So they go through and they purchase the house. They were packing up everything and moving everything into the house. The brother, I forget the brother's name of Clara, but he actually got to the house before
What was
Phil and
his name?
Clara did. He was going to take some of their stuff in and set it up for them. And he goes in and opens up the house, and the house is covered in flies. Now, we're talking more in the colder months type of thing. So there really shouldn't be all these flies in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was some bees and stuff like that. So they had to call the exterminator to come on out before they could even move in. So the Dandy family ended up staying in a hotel for a couple of days while they, the exterminator came out and did his thing. And he said, this is really odd to see this time of year. But he got it handled, taken care of. They move in the house. They're loving it. I believe the first experience was seen by Mike, which was one of their sons. So they had four
Right.
kids. They had Mike, Beth, Mary, and who am I thinking? Which one am I missing? Mary, Beth,
Like,
Laura?
Mary? Laura. That's it.
Laura,
Thank you.
yeah.
Like,
That's his
which one?
wife's
There's
name.
another kid. Which one am I missing here? But Mike was one of the first one that had a experience there. While they were unpacking and stuff, him and his one friend decided to go running through the woods and, kind of explore like boys do. And going through that, they saw a little boy with like a shotgun standing in front of them. So they kind of stopped like, hey, what's going on here? And they kind of got a little bit closer. They saw the gun and they could see like a portion of the kid's head wasn't there. So they turned around and ran back to tell mom. Of course, mom kind of brushes it off, nothing. It's no big deal. It's kids being kids with their imaginations. And in the house, it just kind of progressed from that point on. So there were objects that were moving. Phil wasn't really that much of a believer. He wasn't really around a lot of the time when a lot of this activity was happening. And Clara ended up going down to St. Bonaventure's Church, which is right down the street from there, and had a priest come out to bless the house and, do all those type of things. And it had gotten so bad that they actually did. And this is where everybody kind of gets misinformation, They claim that there was an exorcism of the house.
Yeah.
Exorcisms are done on people. So
Right.
it was the passage of right is what he was coming in to kind of go through and do. So, but the Hinsdale house is known for this. Everybody knows. So that's what they kind of turned. It's an exorcism on the house. Now, I was there 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
And we had one of the guys that was present during this exorcism or exit of the house, the passage of the house. And he came out and he kind of clarified a lot for us type of thing. He was kind of in training. The stories that you do hear about the house rattling and shaking, it really didn't shake that much, but the windows, and they did hear the screams come out of the windows.
You're so good.
So that happened, and things kind of quiet down and calmed down for a little bit. And then things started happening again. And it was when Phil was around one day and a knife came flying across the room and into the wall behind him. So at this point in time, he now is believing that there is something going on in here.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, the children
Absolutely.
are being affected by this.
Utensils are being thrown at you.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? One of the rooms at one point in time upstairs was sealed off completely because they thought that that was some sort of portal or I hate to say the D word, but it's something darker and heavier in there. So they figured that if they could board that up and block it off, that would kind of keep things at bay. And it didn't matter. It just continued to the point where it got so far out of control that in, I believe it was 1975 or a little later than that, they had packed up, or they didn't really packed up. They actually up and left that house and never returned.
Doesn't it all stem from that being an old stagecoach stop?
Well, yeah. Well, that kind of plays into the history of the land. So it was Native American land, mainly the Seneca Indians up there.
Let me get this real quick. We had a night where we kept getting these really weird sounds. So we did some research and we found some Seneca music, that tribal music. So we played that
When they did that.
and it just went crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Totally crazy with that.
Yep.
Being the Seneca music.
Yep. You know, so there's something to that land. And I think that's why the land is, affecting the house or whatever. But yeah, it went all the way back to the Seneca. Then it was a stagecoach stop where the brothers would apparently rob and I don't know if I could say that on here, murder the people that came through.
Off them.
Yes, exactly.
And
he whacked them, eh?
Exactly.
Usually he's like,
whack them.
You can whack somebody, eh?
But depending on the time of year, when they were having people stop by and this was happening, if the ground was frozen where they couldn't dispose of them properly, they were stored in that crawl space upstairs in the attic until the ground was thawed enough that they could put them out there. Now, Dan has brought in ground penetrating LiDAR system.
Yes.
I spoke to him last time about that. He told me.
Yeah, pretty recently. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, and there are confirmed in there. We're not 100% sure, but right by the pond, off a little ways, there are 3 flags there, and we believe that to be possibly a mother, father, and a child. We're not going to disrespect them in any way. I don't think we'll ever know. We're not going to dig up. We're not going to go. We know they're there, and we're going to leave it at that.
And didn't I find the foundation back there also?
Yeah.
There is that part of that foundation. It's also right off there that they believe was part of the old barn.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Do you know that before all that there was actually an Indian war between the same tribe, but two different places.
Yeah.
And they called it the Beaver War because they were fighting because it was the Italian and the French, the trappers, and they were selling one of the towns, one of the villages was selling doing business with them with the pelts, and the other one got mad. They wanted some of the action. And before they know it, they went to war. They went, and they called the Battle of the Beaver.
Interesting.
See, I didn't realize it was called the Battle of the Beaver. I did know that there was a battle that went on, but I didn't realize that that's what it was called. So I learned something new. See that?
When I go to locations, I mean, after I go there and I get stuff, I do a deep historical. I go in to see where everything was, and So that's what was the Battle of Beaver. They can't say it was actually on that land itself. It was what had happened in that area.
Right.
So you can't say it happened on that land, but it's possibility that anything happened there at that time.
Yep.
So the two tribes, they went to war. They went to battle each other, so they wanted the pelt trade. So even back then, though, everybody was greedy. They wanted something.
Oh,
Mhm.
absolutely. It
Yeah.
just got greedier as time went on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I want to. You guys got some more stuff here.
Oh yeah.
I think this might be Penhurst stuff. I'm not sure because you mentioned it before.
Cool.
I just want to get these to show these things because you sent them. So here's some evidence that you sent me.
Awesome.
Okay, I think this is the one with the door moving or something like that.
Ah, yes. That's
Where's
Okay.
this?
White Hill Mansion.
That's
yeah.
White Hill.
Oh, that's White Hill.
That's White Hill. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay,
Love.
perfect.
Excuse me.
That was me.
That
by the
is
way.
awesome. I love that.
I was in the tub doing Estes, so I had no idea that this was.
Can we see it
happening.
again? Let's see it
And
again.
just knowing that it was caught,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the awesome part about it. I like that
love what
section
you
of the book.
say.
I'm like,
Excuse
no
me.
one's seeing this right now.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, perfect.
Excuse me.
Now,
I got a question on that. I want to see someone. I'm going to play it one more time. Look in the back when the door's about to close. You see one of the lights on the
the
strip,
tripwire.
the tripwire.
Yeah.
You see it
I love the
go off.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Excuse me.
I'm-
Okay, perfect.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah, I was in the tub doing Estes at the time, so I had no idea. Jackie was right there on the other side,
In
and
the
then it was
tub.
Matt and Tom on the other side of the hallway.
Yeah, I was just sitting there and I'm like, no one saw that but me.
You
So
and Tom, yeah.
I'm like,
That was interesting. But that light went off, and then the door started moving, and the light kept on blinking as it was going.
And I spoke to Kyle about the door in there type of thing because I am a big debunker. I look for any excuse, any possible human cause that it could be type of thing. And Kyle had said that door it just recently started doing that, and it had never done it prior to. And it's
That's a heavy
stuck.
door.
It
Yeah,
stayed
there's
still
like-
the entire
Yeah.
rest of the night.
that's a
Yeah,
4-minute
and the
video.
motion is
Yeah.
very purposeful. It's not like it's swung open. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Exactly.
Like it's like it
Tap.
moves
Little
Mhm.
tap, yep.
and stops. Like
Yep.
usually when it swings open, it goes slowly, stops.
Yeah.
That was just like, yeah.
And done.
Excuse
As
And
me.
he's
White
saying,
Hill is what we
excuse me,
spoke
I'm
about to the audience. White Hill is a place that we spoke about that was 50 years before the United States was the United States.
Right.
It was built, and there was other parts built onto the house. Matter of fact, by the tub and everything, that was starting to be added on. Those are newer but still old locations. Okay,
Yeah, and that was all
and
kinds of different
Jenny's
things.
the one. She goes in the tub in there all the time.
And that
And
was
the
all
tub
kinds
is
of
known.
things that started back in the
And to let the
1700s.
audience know, in the tub, I believe somebody murdered themselves there.
I think that's not true.
That is
murder,
not
it's-
true.
it committed- no.
It's not true. Why
That's
that
misinformation. No,
Yeah.
they didn't do nothing for themselves.
why that
Yeah.
went around is that a psychic medium was in that tub doing Estes, and that's what she saw
Yeah.
as
Okay.
she was doing it. So that's how that came around. But there is no proof of anybody ever.
Nobody. Okay.
Correct.
All right. Here
No,
we
it's not the bloody tub that everybody says.
Correct.
bloody tub.
Yep.
All right. You got a ball lighting up here? Cat ball?
No, I know exactly what it's Penhurst.
This one's Penhurst.
Oh,
This
good.
one's
That's not
Penhurst.
just
This
that.
is
You have to
towards
listen.
the end of the video. You have to listen.
Okay, so
Okay,
turn
here-
up your volume a bit if
Yes.
you can
Yeah.
on StreamYard.
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
not
Anybody that's in the audience, turn up your volume a little bit, and we can hear it at the end.
And
Well,
here-
that was like a yell.
Yep.
Yes. Now, Matt is in the tunnels at Pennhurst
Mm-hmm.
and with his group, and I am in the Quaker building with my group. Okay, this is Matt's first time taking a full group off, so he's doing that. He hears the scream, we hear it, we're like, what is that? He messages me and said, we just heard a scream in the tunnel. And I was like, what time? And he's like, and I'm like, that is the same time we heard it. So we had both heard it, and it was nobody in any of our groups. It was insane.
And
That's too.
I had 2 people here at one end and the rest of the group on the other end.
This was in Rockwell Tunnels.
And I'm like, oh, my people are down there. I got to go check on them. So I run full speed to see these people. And they're like, no one was screaming. And I'm like, they didn't hear it on the other end of the tunnels, but we heard it at the other end.
You would know if somebody was yelling.
Yeah.
Like,
It sounds like children like
it
screaming.
does sound like, I
laughing, just,
agree.
going through the tunnel. I don't think it as like a scream. I think it's children laughing or like.
Yeah, that's what.
That's what somebody just wrote on here.
Yeah, multiple children.
Yeah,
it was scary. Whatever it was, I almost left.
I wasn't there that night. It was just them two that got.
That was almost enough.
And
yeah.
The cat started going crazy, and he sent me that, and my jaw dropped.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
I'm gonna have to play it again. Somebody wants to hear it again.
all right, I gotta do it again.
I was left.
Okay, up the volume. I'm playing it again.
Tap on the wall. Can you do that too? What is that?
Scary.
Yeah, you
I'm
hear
telling
it
you,
in
if I
different
was-
tones.
If I wasn't a guide, I would have left. I would have been out. I would have been gone.
One of those nope moments.
Yeah, so I'm trying to keep him calm as he's texting me, and I'm like,
The
we heard
group
it too,
chat's
it's
going
okay.
crazy.
It's okay. Stay there with the group.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
literally stopped. I'm
Like, everybody be like,
what was that?
where did Matt go?
They're on the
One of
wall.
those-
It's like, Matt, where
That
are
wasn't
you?
you.
And it's funny because the Rockwell tunnels and the Quaker building, there's actually a connection, from
connection.
that building into those tunnels to where they were.
Well,
So
yeah.
we were in the basement
Yeah.
of it. The people that were with my group on the second floor of the Quaker building, they heard nothing. But
Mhm.
us in the basement and him in the tunnel, we all heard it.
Scared me.
Yeah, loud. It does sound like kind of laughing, shrieking kind of children,
Yeah, it's weird. Yep.
which would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys sent me another one, and this is pretty cool. Whistle, and this is
Oh, yeah.
clear.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is White Hill.
This is
White,
White Hill.
where's it? White Hill
Oh,
again?
White Hill. This is in
Yeah.
the attic.
You hear
You
a
really
lot
have
of
to turn the
whistling at
volume
White
up.
Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
It's right after I yell at Matt to be quiet.
Yes, exactly.
Like, be quiet.
I yell at him all the time, Devin. Trust me. I'm like, Anthony. I throw rocks at him too. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's like there's a spirit. No, it's just Jenny.
Hey.
So here we're gonna go whistle.
It's all you.
Like this.
I'm gonna go back over here. So you and who just whistled? Who just?
That's
Yeah.
nuts. That's
That
on the
one's a
third
hard one. You
floor.
really got to have that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that is very clear.
Yeah.
We'll do it one more time. Everybody in the audience can hear it.
It's all you.
Like this.
I'm gonna go back over here. So you and who just whistled? Who just?
That is so clear. That was
Yes.
cool.
I always love videos when right away someone says, "Did you just whistle?" You know, like
Yeah.
you heard it, because when you go back and review it, you know you heard it out loud.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Disembodied
for
is
all
just the
of us to
best.
hear it, you know, you
Oh,
Yeah,
I
there was
agree.
like 5 of us, not even like 6, 8 of us up there that when that happened. So
Yeah,
and you get that natural reaction that
yeah.
you know.
I love the disembodied voices are the scariest, and there's so many at White Hill.
Yes.
Probably one of my best ones was in the bedroom on that second floor, facing the back by the river, the front by the river. I had a woman just speaking next to me, and I thought it was my friend, and nobody was there, you know, kind of thing. And that, to me, that's one of the creepiest things.
Yeah.
We heard a woman's voice downstairs. We were all
Oh
upstairs.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Could have been the same woman. Yeah.
Yeah,
In that
you
first
know,
room,
and
that parlor.
Yeah.
it was
I've heard a
crazy.
woman.
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard one down there also.
yeah,
Yeah.
we literally thought
Check that
somebody
out.
had walked in.
Yeah.
It was
We
that.
Yeah.
I
had-
go running down, you know, like, okay, I'm coming, you know. Nope, there was nobody there. It was crazy.
Yeah.
We love White Hill.
yeah,
White Hill,
it was
Oh,
great.
who doesn't?
We were all down the basement and we heard a big crash upstairs. And so we thought somebody just broke in. So we go charging up and going up. I went up the stairs. It's the first one going up the stairs going to the second floor. I got on the second floor. You know how you get out and there's that kitchen down the hallway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I turned and I see a shadow in there.
Really?
Wow.
So I go charging in there, and I think it's somebody in there. They're gonna, you know. So I go charging in there, and I'm like, "Get the who are you?" And I get in there, and like, and there's nowhere to go.
Yeah,
There's
there you
nobody
go.
there,
Yep.
And
That's wild.
and you know, it's like that was crazy. That place is awesome. I like that
Our
place a lot.
recent-
I agree
Our
totally.
most recent time that we were there, we were in the tub room again, and I don't know what was up with those spirits that night, but they were freaky.
Oh, they were getting wild.
They were getting
Yeah.
wild. Like
Really?
they were talking very sexual about
Yeah,
stuff. Like
yes.
it,
Oh.
It was very.
it was
very
multiple women and men, and so I did it first. I went under Estes first, and I was in the tub, and I just started. It just like there was a switch that it just became very freaky and sexual.
Huh.
Jackie pulls me out of Estes, and she's like, "Okay, let me go." And I'm like, it's in my head. I'm like, these people are thinking I'm making this up.
bad.
And the second Jackie goes under, immediately is starting with the curse words.
Really?
Yes.
Immediate after she.
Immediately.
And I
All
was
night.
like, yes, fine. Like, it wasn't just.
And that usually will happen downstairs or whatever.
Yeah.
No.
Usually upstairs in the bathtub, I will usually get stuff about the Civil War and
Yeah.
the
Yes.
soldiers and that type of stuff up there.
Mhm.
But this in particular night, it was nothing. It was not happy that we were there, and it was
That's so strange.
it was insane.
we were interrupting sometimes,
Something, yeah.
some party
Yes.
happening.
And we were
That's
informing
great.
them that we were not their lady of the night. So
No.
They thought they were, but they were not.
Yeah. We've all been there, right?
Nope.
One of my
That's
best
cool.
acting sessions was in the children's room there.
Mhm.
We had somebody under, and I didn't tell her what I had that I brought toys in my pockets. She had no idea. And so I put something down, and she's like, "A ball?" I just put a ball down, like a car, like, and then
Wow.
she's like, "Go get it," as I'm walking towards it, like crazy.
Wow.
Wow,
Really,
that's
really
nice.
cool. That room was really active.
Yep.
Like super active. Got a lot of EVPs there. And when I was in the tub, Devin, I was in the tub once, and Kyle Mangus was with me, and he was kind of talking in the doorway, and both of us were just like, "What in the world?" You just literally at that place hear somebody walking around.
Yep.
You know, like it's not unusual at all. He just goes,
Hmm.
"Oh," you know, like,
Yep.
yeah, like right through the room, like we were in. And past us, like somebody just walked past us. We were like, "What?"
Yeah.
Wow.
I got a video on the third floor that I have the tripwire in the
Oh my god.
out there, and I bend down and I see something in that back room. But I didn't catch that on video, but I'm seeing this, and I kept telling it, I said, "Well, come to my voice." And I stood in the middle of the tripwire and put down and said, "It was okay, come grab my hand." And you see the tripwire light up in sequence, go pink, 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 and stop right at me. And then it felt like almost a cold static electricity in my hand.
Ooh,
And I was like, wow, that was wild.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I love that.
on the third
You
floor.
guys sent me a team picture, and this is interesting on this team picture. Everybody usually like in team pictures.
The album
This
cover,
is-
I call it.
This is what I got for a team picture from you guys.
Oh,
It's,
that's not the team picture.
Yeah, I know. That's what I got for a team picture. I'm like,
Oh, I guess you didn't get the other one. So that one, if you scroll all the way in, if you can zoom in
yeah,
on the
not on
right
this.
hand side,
I
what
can-
do you
Okay.
see?
I see it from here.
Someone's standing there.
it's a person.
Yeah,
That's not a person,
A figure
yeah,
skating.
that looks like more like an alien.
It
right?
looks like a man, like a
Mhm.
tall.
Um,
Wait,
man.
that's not a wait. I've never seen this.
That looks like an
That's
alien
pretty-
of some sort.
Wait, where is
So,
this?
Like a 12
This
on the
is
right hand
taken-
side.
This
Penner?
is taken at Crescent up
Oh, Crescent
in
State.
Altoona, Pennsylvania. And
Okay.
this was what we were told originally, the end of life building. So we're running an investigation in there. Now, there are people standing on the left-hand side of that. I have them standing in the doorways looking over. And that group kept telling me there is something blocking the light in and out, because they did have windows in the rooms. And they're like, it's blocking out the light. There's something there. So we took pictures, and that's what we came up with. You zoom in, you see a neck that's like this long.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You see the head.
Oh my God, that's
It
crazy.
almost looks like it's got a
Yeah.
cloak with
Uh-huh.
maybe,
Yes.
the feet on there. Let me see if I can pull it up a little bit better for you. so
Yeah,
you can-
Melissa's calling
The
it the
Thin
Thin
Man.
Man. I agree
Yeah.
with that.
This is, I don't have the capability on this to actually zoom in.
You may
Okay,
don't
so
want
see it.
here.
I
See
can
if I
see
can
it.
get this. Let me find.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, and you can
Yeah,
even see all the
like
way
this,
down
yeah.
to the feet. It looks like it's almost like a hook type feet.
Yeah, oh my
that's
God, you're
scary.
so right, Jackie.
You know?
Look at those little legs.
That's
Are you
scary.
kidding?
Look,
And
see
look
the
how
hook?
long
Yeah.
that neck was. I mean, it was just insane to capture that.
Ugh.
Now
You know
there are creepers there. There were kind of like a little
Yes.
tail type of thing in that, and we could see them, but we never got them on
Mhm.
photo. This we got on, and it was like it blew my mind.
That's
This
interesting.
thing's amazing. It's huge.
Yes,
And yeah, but that's really cool. And I agree with Mary Beth. Are there two things? Like there's something short and tall?
I don't
like,
know.
next
I
to
think it's just one. I mean, because over to the left.
Oh wait,
there's
I know
two
what
people
she's talking
standing
about.
there.
Yeah.
No, I know what she's talking about. Look at right in front of it. You see like a
Oh.
Like
little
almost like
dress.
right in front of it.
Like a little
Yeah,
dress.
yeah.
It looks like a little like edge of a dress with like legs. You could see kind of like a shoulder. Like
Yeah, yes,
like
I see.
Okay.
Yeah, right
Right
here.
there.
yeah.
Yeah, see, I kind of looked at it as more of like it was like a cloak.
Yeah, look, there's like the
ripped
long
off at the
hair.
bottom.
Okay, I
hanging
can see
there,
it
but-
either way. But I can see why
Yeah.
she said that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Good
Mm.
catch.
100%. That makes sense.
Yeah.
that's
scary.
why we do this. See, we
Yeah.
love everybody's extra input on these things.
No, I love that. Yeah, we have really great audience. Yeah.
Yes.
Very cool. Very
That's
cool. Oh wow.
awesome. Yeah.
And I'm glad Devin, that I'm not the only one who gets excited.
Oh no, I'm like,
because I do that too. I'm like, yes.
Well, I think that's why we make such a great team. I mean, we have
Yeah, enthusiasm.
exactly
Yeah.
wide different
love it.
age range. We all bond well. We
Yeah.
all see things
Mhm.
in different perspectives. We all put our. It's amazing.
That's the
That's
best.
what a team should be.
Yep.
You know, everybody puts in equal time on investigation and everything else.
I don't know what
You know?
Matt's doing. Matt's just stealing t-shirts.
Yeah.
I don't really know. So
How you gonna call me out like that?
She did too.
You guys are funny.
He's
You
the
gotta
eye
have fun.
candy.
Devin hasn't touched footage.
You gotta
in-
have
He's the
fun.
eye candy, huh?
She's worried about me. She hasn't touched footage in 3 weeks. So what's she doing?
this is it.
Nothing.
Yep. This is it.
That's true. When somebody can tell what somebody else is doing anything, what are you doing?
Tom's just here.
Yeah. If you can take the time to watch somebody else, that means you're absolutely doing nothing. You know what you're doing? You're holding his arm because you're scared.
Oh, no.
I am. There was one
That's
time
it. You're holding his arm and you're blaming him. He's not doing nothing because he can, because your
He's
arm,
your
you're holding his arm
protector.
from doing
The
anything.
first time I jumped onto Jackie, we were in Devon basement. This was at Penhurst. We were in Devon basement, and everyone knows the famous one side. That's like where
Yeah.
Candyland is everything. But not Candyland has been kind of dead recently for us. So, and we've heard a lot of different things about the other side of the hallway, which is where classrooms are.
And it's
So-
called the Crossroads.
Yeah, so we go down there, and Matt and another investigator is on the complete other side of the hallway, and then it's Tom, me, and Jackie on the
Oh,
other.
yeah.
And
It is.
so Jackie, we have tripwires out, REM pods, and everything. Matt's under Estes on the other side, and with the other investigator. We had two other investigators. Yeah, they were down on the other side, both people that we work with, and the rest of us were on the other. And He's under Estes, and they're having their own conversation. They're having their own investigation on that
I'm
side.
being touched on the face.
Yeah,
on
like
my
they're
arm,
having their
like,
own issues.
full on, like,
Oh, nice.
down my face,
And-
and I'm like,
Yeah, so he's
Oh.
having his whole experience on the other side, and we're having a complete different one on where we were. And Jackie is having like a feeling where she feels someone younger. What was it? It was like a teenage, someone in their 20s, maybe it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, in
early
one of the,
20s.
yeah, a man in the early 20s, and in one of the classrooms. And Tom and I start hearing stuff in this classroom, and we start getting a little freaked out. And out of nowhere, there's two doors. We were sitting on like a stairway. There's two doors behind us, and it literally sounds like someone took the door, opened it, and slammed it shut. So I jump. I jump and grab onto Jackie. I scream and jump and grab onto Jackie. And the two doors behind us are bolted shut. Like, will not even move or even like make a
They're
jingle.
plywood, completely over,
Plywood.
inside and outside. I've gone around and checked.
Like,
because of the
there's
curiosity.
no way for
There's
it
no
to have
way.
made
So
that noise.
strange.
And like you can even like try to shake it, it doesn't even jiggle. It is solid. And so I calm down and we sit back down again and things start happening. Boom, it does it again. It was great. And that's the only time. I've never had it happen again, ever. And it's only done it those two times.
It was so and what was really weird is right after it happened, my watch alerted me that my heart rate dropped to like 47.
Yeah.
It's never ever done that, and to this day, it's never done it again.
All right, so we need to do an experience, an experiment the next time, guys, and we'll talk about that later. But I think we should, because you're saying it only happened when I'm there with you, right?
Yeah, and you were having that back pain.
Yeah,
you were having that pain and that feeling. Yeah.
So we'll do an experiment where we're all together and see what we get, and then do it separate as well, because we have the capability of doing that.
I love the way you think, Jackie. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's exactly how I think. Yeah.
He is the very we're just here.
No, I think of experiments like that. And I use like the scientific method.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yep. You have to. I
We're
mean, that's how
getting close to the end of the show. And we want to.
That's crazy.
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm having so much fun tonight.
Jenny, you want to type in their information on the so people could see it?
Yeah, Jackie, tell them about residual haunts. What you do? What are we? What are we?
Jenny, you want to type whatever they have?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, she's got everything up, but we go and investigate. We also do public events where you can come out and join us. So when she gets it all up, you can go to our website that Devin told you earlier, residualhaunts.com. And you can see some of the locations that we are going to be at, and you can come out and investigate with us. We bring all of our equipment. We bring you snacks and drinks, and you have options to either investigate with us or off on your own. But we are there, and we bring all the equipment for you to use as well.
We keep it small, too.
Yeah, the groups are very small.
Yeah.
The one thing? Okay. Yeah, I just keep that up to a couple minutes so everybody can see. But yeah, we had we got a couple more minutes. I just want to make sure you got your stuff. You have anything else? How can you can get your merch? You can get your merch on your website or
Crescent Paracon is coming up next. We're going to Crescent.
Yeah,
Where's
but our
that?
next event is
Our next event, believe it or not, is White Hill Mansion again.
White Hill
yeah.
Oh, it's
That
sold
one's
out
sold
event.
out. Yeah, that event is sold out for that one.
Yeah.
We have White Hill. We have Matt's favorite coming up, Rainsworth Lodge.
And this time, Matt and Devin have one up on Tom and I because we've never been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we first joined, we told them, they're like, you guys have to go to Rainworth Lodge because you have the house as well with the one celebrity that used to live there. What was he? Movie star?
Movie star.
Old movie star that used to own the house. All his kids were there and everything. And then you have the grounds, the barn, a whole bunch of different stuff. The gravestones outside as well.
Well, they had the biggest pool, in-ground pool, where they filled it in with headstones and dirt from people's graves. So it's it's crazy act. It's my favorite place. My favorite place.
Yeah, I can see that, and I'm dying to go.
I
Wow.
know.
So you just go on your own there, right? Like you guys don't do events there.
No, we're
we
doing
No,
an
we're
event.
doing an
Yeah,
event.
we're
Yeah.
doing
You
an
do.
event there.
Oh, okay. It sounded. Sorry, I couldn't tell. Okay,
Yep.
gotcha.
No, I think the
So
next
you
one
do
that we're
events there
doing
too.
solo is going to be that we're not doing an event that we're actually going to investigate. Is we're going to Brushy Mountain in Tennessee in
Nice.
July.
Nice.
So so
Very
we'll
nice.
record and we'll do we'll do our lives and stuff that they can join in and come and see us, and see what they capture as well. But
Now, then you got to come back on and show us.
Yes.
Sure.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Maybe we'll catch you on one of the events eventually.
Yeah,
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 there you
come
go.
out. We would
Well, I
love
might
to
see you on an
Yeah.
event. Next thing. You guys going to Gettysburg Bash?
We are.
We
yes,
are.
We are.
Yeah.
Then we'll see you there.
Absolutely.
be
together
Look
there.
forward to it.
We'll bring
Yeah.
that pink shirt.
Mm.
Yeah.
You
But
can bring
you're
your
gonna
pink
wear,
shirt. Thank you.
Anthony, you're gonna wear a pink shirt, and I'm gonna get myself an orange and black one of yours.
Yeah, she went
Oh.
orange and
Might have
black.
to fight
I'll wear
Matt
my
for
pink
it.
shirt with my
Yeah,
motorcycle
fight
back.
Matt for it.
There you go. There you go.
As long as I get a
Yeah,
purple
no,
one.
that definitely we'll look for you there.
Absolutely. Now I did hear with that one. Is that kind of like a smaller? This is our first time doing it, so is that kind of a smaller, kind of like Bucks County?
What? Gettysburg?
Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah,
Massive.
but
It's
they're
the
not
much
stacking
bigger.
us on top of each other, are they?
It's not a Penhurst, but it's
No.
it's big.
Um,
Okay.
It's you. There's a lot of people there. They got a huge
Two
room,
different hotels.
and it's depending where you're on the room. You might have space, or you're stuck in the middle. Last year I was stuck in the middle, and I didn't have much space. But if you get, then it's depending where you are in the location.
Okay.
It's really nice though.
Remember this: first come, first serve. So
Yep.
you get there early, you get your table. I'll be
Well,
there.
I feel honored. They reached out to us. Rainworth reached out to us and asked us to do an event out there if we would be
Nice.
Okay,
interested in
good.
doing that. So I am very happy how things are
Yeah.
going with us and everybody. And
Pam and Steve, they got in touch with you.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yep.
good,
So
good.
cool.
yep.
It's great because I
It's
mean
so
they're
wonderful.
great people. They really are. We always have a good time with them.
Yes.
You know,
I'm
So
excited.
yeah, it
Yeah.
should be a good
Oh, I'm
weekend.
excited that we'll see you there next month. That's really
Absolutely.
nice.
We're
We'll
looking
be
forward
there.
to
I'll be
it.
there Thursday night. I'll be there. I get there Thursday because to Friday you guys set up.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
but if
we'll
you
be
get
up
there Thursday
Friday.
night, last year they let us in early. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
to
We're
set
going.
up.
We're
I
only
got
about
there
an
to help
hour
let
from
me
there,
set up.
So
So we'll see. I mean,
And party in my
we'll have a
room.
good time.
If I get the same room.
Yeah. Well, where are you guys staying? You staying at the hotel there, the Aspen,
yeah,
or
at the
the,
convention there. Yep.
yeah, that's where
Aspire.
I'm staying too. You know,
Yeah,
that's-
they sent me over right away when they reached out, and I said, absolutely, I'll do it. And and I said, but I don't really know anything up there. And she sent me over all the information about the hotel. She goes, but call now. She goes, because
Mhm.
the rooms book up and we get a block that's a discount. And I said, okay, I'm on it.
Yeah,
Yeah. You have
It's
to.
like we're
Yeah.
sleeping on your floor, Jackie, because we didn't get a room yet. We will be sleeping on your floor.
Good to know.
yeah.
I
Well,
love it.
what happens is you can get four in your room with the same price. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you have the four in the room. That's but it's a great event. After the event's over, it's a better time because everybody hangs out and they have a big party.
Oh, nice.
Works for
That'd be
us.
fun.
Yeah, I mean, also on Friday night, I think they're having it's like $85 and having some kind of meal, VIP type of
yeah.
thing.
Okay.
Like
And it's with food and everything. And you just get to hang out.
Oh, I didn't hear anything about that. Did they send something out on it?
Yeah, Pam sent it to me on my message thing because I've been doing that event since the second one, and now they're in a new location from where the originally was, and I think last year was the first year there, and it's going to be like the second year there. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a nice event, and I mean there's so much people coming in and out, and it's a really good
It
event.
does so much good. It does
Yeah.
so much good.
It
For
does.
so
And
many
it's, like you
people.
said, it's always good when you're with like-minded people
Mhm.
and you're all in it for the same. You have a couple bad eggs, and you got to learn to just turn your head to the bad eggs and just continue on with what you're doing.
I mean, look at Penhurst. That was really good. We've got a lot of people.
Yeah,
had a good weekend.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to go be at Penhurst too. I was going to go this year, but happened to fall on my grandson's first birthday.
Can't miss that one.
Can't miss that one.
Yeah.
Nope. So
I have to agree with.
Unfortunately, though, it is the same time every year. It's usually that May 17th.
And that's why last year he was born, and it was like that same. So I was there because my grandson was being born. The year before, I think it was like close to Mother's Day, something like that. Was it? No, I'm thinking about another one.
I was gonna say it's got to be another one. Penhurst has always been that May 19th.
Yeah. I think it might have been close to Mother's Day. The reason I couldn't go because of something like that.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's
close to Mother's Day. So, in terms of Penhurst, can they find that as well? Like, how do they go to the Penhurst site for that?
Yeah, they would have to go to the Penhurst site for that.
That's not connected, correct?
Yeah,
okay.
no, we just work. That's a separate. So we have Residual Haunts. It's our company. We work, and then we work for Penhurst doing investigations, privates, and that type of stuff. That's why I said when I said at the beginning of this show that I quit my job and this is what I do full time, I wasn't kidding. I am paranormal 24/7 anymore.
What could be better?
I know, right?
I think that's everybody's dream here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not what it's all cracked up to be when you're running the business, because there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that
it's a business.
Yes.
Yeah. I got you.
Like a podcast. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Exactly.
So we're coming.
Everybody really enjoyed this tonight.
Yay! I'm so happy.
Yeah, everybody, our audience seemed to
really like
everything, and it was great. So
it was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
It was fun, and it was nice meeting all you guys. We did read your comments as it was coming through, but since we were talking, didn't comment on too much of anything. But we appreciate you guys all popping on and watching and checking us out.
Yeah, you guys, this is great. They enjoyed it, and hopefully we get to investigate with you sometime.
Yes,
that'd be so much fun.
Yeah, I
would
would love to
enjoy
do that.
Absolutely, yeah. Hit us up.
I've been the best game for such a long time. The spirits, I'm older than some of the spirits.
He is. He's like a dinosaur.
Yeah, I mean,
he's like a dinosaur.
See, that's why all of us will get along.
Look at Tom.
We can all snap those
Yeah.
jokes.
You can always tell friends, right? Because you're merciless.
I started investigating for dinosaur spirits.
It's true.
And that's how long I've been doing it.
Yep.
Nice. You and Tom will
He
get
used to
along.
use
You
a
get it in
rock
your blood,
and
you get
carve
it.
it.
You know.
He got EVPs on stone.
Yeah, that's how we
right?
That's how I recorded stuff.
Well, that was the first SLS.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rock.
The stick figures on the rock.
Obelisk, just the words. They would write the words.
Yeah, the obelisk was like this. It
wasn't even English. It was back in the Indian Hebrew writing. Come on. Now.
Yeah. And it was written backwards. It was written backwards.
Yeah, it doesn't stop him from being eye candy.
Yeah, he's definitely eye candy.
Oh yeah.
It is what it is. I'm
Wait
eye
till you see the
cannoli.
pink shirt.
Yeah. Wait, and you in a pink shirt. Then.
Oh yeah.
Come on. We'll switch.
I put my 3-3 on.
I love it.
We'll switch. I'll loan you one.
Yeah.
I gotta have a residual haunt shirt. So so you make, we didn't even get to this, you make this equipment, you make the shirts as well now, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
make
make
all
everything.
this. I make just about everything. The only thing that I don't make are the wristbands that we get. I order them, and some of the crystals and stuff I get in. But I make all of the
You're
shirts
modeling.
and designs and
This one goes in
Everything.
the dark.
We can't make them fast enough.
exactly.
I bet.
So.
I bet. And
You
the
know.
duck. Don't forget
Oh,
the
yeah.
pink
And
duck.
the duck.
Oh,
The
we have
pink
the
duck
scream
didn't jump,
ducks,
so
too.
Yeah, I don't have any of the scream ducks down here, so I have the smaller scream ducks.
I'm sorry, but I do have to end the show sometime.
Oh,
Like
geez.
Cut us off.
the next
All
20 minutes, 20 seconds.
All
So-
right. Well, thank you so much,
Yeah,
guys.
no,
for
it's been
having
fun.
us
Thanks,
on.
everyone.
Thank you, everybody in the
Thanks
audience.
for that. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming.
We appreciate you for
Thank you.
watching.
Absolutely.
You guys
We'll see you
don't
guys next
disappear
month.
yet. Don't disappear.
Okay,
We'll
we
talk
won't disappear.
afterwards.
Don't disappear.
Thank you for everybody coming in the audience. Thank you for everybody.
Yes.
The guests were
thank you.
great. We had a great time with you four. It was an awesome time. Maybe we'll get to go on investigation together sometime.
Hopefully.
And I just want to tell everybody in the audience, you got to be safe out there. You want to look for ghosts. You don't want to be a ghost. And I want to say, forget about it. Hey, ciao, familia.
Forget
Good
about
night.
it.
Thank you, everybody,
Bye,
for
guys.
Bye,
watching.
everyone.
Bye, guys.
You got to spend time with the living before you spend time with the dead. Okay?
Forget about it.
The bish?